New Zealand Book of Common Prayer has a beautiful prayer called Night Prayer. And one of the stanzas reads, "It is night at the end of a long day. What is done has been done. What has not been done has not been done. Let it be." How good are you at letting go at the end of a day? Of letting go of your tasks and your to-do lists, of turning off your screens and surrendering to sleep. If you're like most people, going to sleep at the end of a busy day can be really challenging. Even though we know from science how important sleep can be for our emotional and our physical health, still we want to cram more and more things into our day. And it's hard to stop and to be still and to let go and to rest. But did you know that sleep is actually a spiritual practice? The practice of stopping, of resting, and letting God be God. Dallas Willard, the great Christian thinker and writer, said that one of the most important spiritual activities in a person's life is getting adequate sleep. He said, if we really intend to submit our bodies as living sacrifices to God, our first step might well be to start getting enough sleep. Sleep is a good indicator of how thoroughly we trust God. It's a lot to think about, isn't it? Sleep reminds us that we aren't in control, but that God is. When we lie down to rest, we put our work on pause and we let God be in control. When we wake up in the morning, we wake up with the realization that all the while we have been sleeping, the world has not fallen apart, even though we haven't been actively working in it, but God has been taking care of things. He's completely capable of doing that without our help. Psalm 127 verse 2 says, "In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves." What a gift to know that it's not all about us, that God wants us to have times of rest where we intentionally trust ourselves to him. In Proverbs 3:24, it says, "When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet." How peaceful it can be to go to sleep knowing that God is in control and that he will take care of you. Dallas Willard also shares how sleep can help us to resist temptation. I think we all know how much more prone we are to fall into temptations when we're tired. How much easier it is to say that angry, hurtful word when we haven't had a good night's sleep. Or how easy it is to take that unhealthy food choice or media choice when we're tired. He said, if we're not rested, the body, the visceral body and its wants, desires and cravings, moves to the center of our focus and makes its presence more strongly felt. And the tendency of its parts call out more strongly for gratification. It's harder to resist temptation when we're tired. And getting adequate sleep is a spiritual practice that helps energize us to resist temptation. So this week, I want to encourage you as a spiritual practice to intentionally set a time that you will go to bed at night and then to follow through with that. To go to bed at that set time as an act of trust and surrender that God is in control, and allow him to use that time to energize you and refresh you so that you can live most effectively for Jesus. As the night prayer so beautifully says, "It is night after a long day. What has been done has been done. What has not been done has not been done. Let it